So this is about generative AI and having tools to make games, and the idea that you're being able to just give a prompt and make a game. And no, you're not. It would be something like Dreamweaver where you just assemble parts and pieces. Maybe, I don't know, but is that interesting? Like Portal 2 level editor, you can do that. That's fine, but you can't make another game outside of Portal 2. You're just making more Portal 2 levels, right? Whizball was a game I talked a lot about when we were making that. Though someone had come up with the idea, first on the iPad, oddly enough. But whatever, right? Like, but it's this assembly of things, right? But there's this weird fallacy that people have that AI is just going to keep marching forward, and oh my God, it's inevitable. It's inevitable that it's going to be inevitable. Inevitable. Come on, words. I know the words. That it's just going to be. Of course, we're going to have this. Of course, it's just time. It's this time. Of course, we're going to have this. We're going to have self-driving everywhere. No, we're not. And it's the same with like general AI. Do you remember last year I tried to get a guy this time who was predicting general AI by September. And I bet him $1,000. I told him I would pay him for every dollar I put up, I would pay him $1,000. So $1,000 I would win from him, and $1,000,000 he would win from me if he was right. He was not right. Now he's predicting what's going to happen with robots because he's really smart. Why do people, after somebody makes a prediction of what's going to happen and they're so drastically off, do you still go to that person and be like, oh my God, you're great. I'm going to go follow you and subscribe. And he's got like 1 million followers now because people love lies. People love to hear the thing that they want to hear. And they get really mad at me when I say things like this. That no, you're not going to have that tool. Ain't going to happen. It's just not. Right? Games are really complex systems interacting with other really complex systems, all of which have really need for fine-tuning. Do you ever play like an early access game or a game from somebody who's not really good at making games? It just feels a little off. It doesn't have that because they probably bought some kit that has some systems that they don't quite understand or don't even know how to adjust it. And they can go in under the hood and adjust all those numbers, right? So one of the things that you have with generative AI is these people, when they're making their game, with this video, if you go watch it, it's about, is they don't have access to those underlying numbers. They don't know what those do and how to adjust them. If somebody builds a system that's like, hey, flying is just turning gravity off, well, you can't make a really complex system around that then to interact with it, right? It's gonna be like, yeah, now I can float, but I still move the same? What? It's just really awkward and bad. Where if you're actually going to make a system about flying, it's just this complex system and you need to have that base built right. And once you have that base built right, then you could add things to it and you could then have modifiers. Can you go faster? Can you turn quicker or whatever, right? Like you can do all those kind of things. Think about like health and how many times health interacts with different systems, from damage to like what should the weapon damage be, should be how monsters affect you. Do you have shields? Do you have head damage? Do you have full body damage? Can you get a shield for your head? Can you get a shield for your body? Can you wear a helmet? Like all these things are like obvious, but like they also all interact with everything else, right? Can you regenerate health? Can you get modifiers to regenerate the health? But if you don't have access to those numbers and you don't understand it, what are you gonna do? Just tell the AI, hey, that health system you made, make it regenerative. Like, what? No, it's just not. It's just not. Like, this idea that technology is this constant move forward and we do these great leaps because of what just happened. Look at the phone. I'm recording this on my phone. This iPhone, whatever, 11 I have or whatever, is pretty much like the iPhone 3. It really hasn't progressed that much. Technology goes in these leaps. It's not this linear thing. We had this leap with generative AI. If you notice, they really don't know, like, ChatGPT 5, what's it going to be? They don't know. They don't know how to make it. They don't know how the next step. There's no predictiveness over what they have now to lead them to understand of, we just do this. We just feed it more data? Because that was kind of the key of feeding the old system a lot of more data. They don't know. So general AI is not going to happen. Just certain systems will be really smart around certain things, but things like games were really complex. Like art's an easier solve, even though it will feel empty and hollow because it's not made by humans. They can make a stop sign. Yeah, there's a stop sign, right? But like making something that's complex, that has a bunch of interactive systems, that has a feel to it, is super, super hard. And it ain't gonna happen, so no.